Communication is one of, if not the biggest, most important things that we should have been taught and spent 12 years on in school, but we didn't. We spent 12 years on math, right? Learning a bunch of stuff that 99% of the people don't care about, don't use, had to suffer through. But communication, um, that's the most important thing. We need to learn how to talk about stuff that we don't agree on. Like that's how it's the communication is what prevents war and fighting, right? If we learn how to talk about our differences and work it through, then we're a lot less likely to go invade someone else's country or punch them in the face or whatever on any level that we're talking about. If the communication and the openness and the patience and the understanding is there and the love is there, and it's like, hey, okay, we're fellow human beings, you believe differently than me. Wow, that's interesting. How did you get there? what
Right.
what made you think that? Like, let's talk about it. That's interesting. How does someone come to believe that? Let's talk about it. Like,
Hmm.
that's the approach that needs to be made, and that's really, one of the many things that we should have been taught. And even if you weren't taught that, that's what we need to spend more time on practicing, is talking about our beliefs with people who believe differently than us. That's
Sure.
really where the money's at. That's really how you make the world a better place. And geez, so much conflict on a personal and a global level could have been avoided if that was part of our proper we were talking about education earlier. This is one of those essential subjects that we should have been working on from day one. Is the equivalent of philosophy and debate every year, regular part of schooling and class, and being able to discuss differences. That's where all the goddamn conflict is coming from. People aren't able to talk about their differences in a civilized way, and they
Sure.
keep holding on to previous grudges and previous things that were done wrong, and no one wants to just drop the BS and stop that cycle of negativity and hate, if you will. That reverberates back and forth. You have plenty of conflict areas and stuff in the world where it's like, hey, you killed my family, but you killed my family. And they're like, well, you did it first. Well, yeah, because you cut us off of the food and the water supply, and you indirectly killed us. And I'm like, well, you only did that because, and it goes back on this infinite regress there.
Right.
But it's this back and forth reverberation in a world full of mirrors. At some
Hmm.
point, you got to just drop the bullshit and realize, and if the bullshit is ever going to be dropped, it's going to be after a good talk and some open communication and
Sure.
understanding. And then maybe there's an opening where two people just decide to squash the beef and forget about all the brothers and sisters and family members that we've killed of each other. It's like, you know what, we've actually talked now. I don't like it any more than you like it. We both don't like this. Let's just stop perpetuating the cycle of hate and killing and all this negative shit. Let's just stop. But
Hmm.
you need communication first for that. You need understanding. You need rapport. You need trust. That's all
Right.
required, and you can't have that without communication.
Sure.